All right, so next up for the tier list are shotguns. As every other tier list that I have done, I am basing this on shotguns that I think are the best for endgame PvP, such as comp or trials. I will be basing it on the archetype of shotgun. If it is not a great archetype, odds are it's going to be towards the bottom. If it's a better archetype, it will be more so towards the top, and as well as the perks that it has. I honestly just going to say right now for shotguns, I feel opening shot is kind of a make or break perk for shotguns. It is just so strong and makes your shotgun so consistent. So honestly, if a shotgun doesn't have that, it makes it a little harder for me to want to put it towards the top. But I explain, as I have with every other tier list I've done, why I'm putting certain things in certain spots. And yeah, if you do enjoy the video, please remember to leave a like. If you disagree or agree with some of my opinions, be sure to leave it down in the comments. If you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much and enjoy the tier list. All right, starting off with Astral Horizon. This is a heavy hitting shoddy 55. So it can roll slide shot, opening shot. That's really good. You can also roll surplus if you want that. Threat detector. Personally, I would either take threat detector opening or slide shot opening, depending on what you want. You can get accurized, obviously. Gets all this, gets adept mods. Honestly, pretty good shotgun. Not crazy, but I'll put it in A tier. I do not think it is the best shotgun in the game, but it's definitely pretty good. A sudden death. Now, this shotgun right here, it can get a lot of handling with elemental capacitor, and you can use slide shot to get a little bit of range. But other than that, I don't really know why you'd ever use this. It just doesn't have a whole lot of range. It's just not a very good shotgun. It can get the job done, but I'll put it in C tier. It is not the worst, but unfortunately, in my opinion, to make shotguns really good and other special weapons in general, I feel like you really need opening shot. And if it doesn't have an opening shot, I can't honestly put it above anything higher than B. But this shotgun just whiffs a lot and just isn't that great. Okay, so Basso, and it has a 140 rate of fire. So these shotguns typically are pretty bad. It does have opening shot, which is cool, I guess, and perpetual motion for some handling. But the 140s just aren't very good. Like, they have okay range, but just compared to other shotguns or SMGs or anything, it's just like you have no reason to run this. It is definitely a D tier. The Blasphemer. Now, this is a slug shoddy. So slugs are very good. It has quick draw if you want that. It has threat detector for more handling. It has opening shot, moving target. Honestly, very good slug. Nothing super crazy. Its aim assist is 61. Its handling is okay. But I put it in a B tier. It's nothing super crazy. It's a slug. But it has the perks you want on it. The Bone Killer, another slug. Only difference is this is a slug that doesn't really have the perks you really want on it. It has opening shot, which is good, but has nothing really all that great in this column. I guess you could run firmly planted if you like to crouch a lot with it. But overall, just a bag shotgun. We're going to put this one in D. So we have Chaperone. Chaperone is very good. It got nerfed a little bit in the past, but I think Chaperone is an A tier exotic. If you can hit your head shots, which are pretty easy to do with Chaperone, and you get Roborn proc, it is super good. Still fantastic. Doesn't kill up to like 15 meters like it used to, but it's still very good. Okay, so we have Compass Rose. It is a precision frame, which is the best archetype of shoddy in the game. However, its perks aren't the greatest. It's got quick draw snapshot, which I would probably run over anything else, which would make it incredibly snappy. But without opening shot, I just feel like the consistency isn't there. I think it is very good. I definitely think it is a high B tier. Probably it would be between B and A, but I'll just put it at B tier because yes, it's snappy, but I feel like you're not always going to consistently get that kill. Okay, conditional finality. Now, this shotgun obviously is the most used shotgun in the game, but it's definitely a very good shotgun. But the main reason it is used so much in trials and other game modes is because it is a great counter to Well of Radiance and Bubbles, which there isn't really much of another counter other than this shotgun. So it's used a lot. It can occasionally get you just free double kills from, the freezes and the ignitions. Overall, a really good shotgun. I do not think it is the best shotgun just shotgun by itself out of the gate. But due to the meta we have, it is very, very good. In the meta that we have, it is in easy S tier, but just the shotgun itself, disregarding the whole meta, just shotguns to shotguns, I truly believe. I don't think it's B tier, but I also don't think I definitely think it's in the middle. I'm gonna put it in A tier just because of the meta. But just the base shotgun, we have better shotguns. But it is definitely really good. I will give it that. But like I said, with the meta is definitely like S plus. It's like all the way up here. But just the shotgun itself, it's A tier. All right, deadpan delivery, another 55 rate of fire. It does not have very good perks. It has elemental, which isn't bad. And other than that, really doesn't really have much going for it. So honestly, this is a D tier shotgun. Dead weight, 140, fire rate, has a million different perks on it. So I guess you could run like perpetual for some handling. But honestly, other than that, like snapshot here, I guess this is a D tier exotic. All right, duality. This shotgun is fantastic. It is a slug when you ADS, hit fire it. It's a normal Sprague shotgun. The Sprague shotgun has fantastic range. The hip fire has fantastic range. If you ADS, yeah, it kills at 9.5. And if you hip fire, it can kill up to like 7 meters, almost 8 meters. Typically, consistently 7, but it is just a fantastic shotgun. Duality is S tier. This shotgun is so good. And it has really high base handling. And with the catalyst, it just gets even more range. This thing is so good. The Fortissimo, another slug shotty. And honestly, it has some pretty good perks. You can get opening shot, which is good. Perpetual motion is good. And yeah, overall, it's pretty good. Steady hand can be all right if you like that sort of thing. But I would go perpetual opening, and then you can get some good range on it. Overall, pretty good slug shotty. Middle of the road. I think it's better than Blasphemer. So I will put it B tier. Fist. Precision, best archetype in the game, as I said. You can get slag shot, you can get quick draw, you can get opening shot. Fantastic shotty. Fist is S tier. Super good. Fantastic shotgun. Only thing is, it's a pain in the ass to get because you have to farm dares nowadays. It's an aggressive frame, so it's not as good as a precision frame. So I'm just going to put it in high A tier. It's close to S tier. It's just the precision frames are just a little bit better than the aggressive frames. They're more consistent and they shoot faster, realistically. First in, last out, slug shotty. It has slide shot. It's got opening shot. And then honestly, hip fire grip on these things with opening shot is actually unironically really good and can be really funny. But I don't think it's anything you're going to super try hard with. Most people who are going into competitive PvP are not going in with our first in, last out. So I'm going to put it in C tier. All right, Fourth Horseman. It's just D tier. It's not good. This is the worst shotgun in the game. You can be pretty decent if you can get a lot of ammo, but the game right now, you just don't get a lot of ammo. So you have to collect so much ammo to just get 1 or 2 kills. If you have 4 or 5 shots, you can map people, but you have to waste 4 or 5 shots. Why would you do that when you can just use a duality and kill them in 1? Bellwinter's Lie. Everybody knows this shotgun. It's got slag shot, which is decent. Surplus if you need the handling, if you're not running Ophidians or Dragon Shadow. Opening shot. Honestly, just a fantastic beginner shotgun. Anybody can get it. It has shot package. It is a decent shotgun. It's just not great. It's definitely just fallen off from what it used to be. So I will definitely put it down in the C tier because it's good if you do not have a good shotgun. But overall, I would not use it over most other shotguns in the current state of the game. Nora's Axe, another slug shotty. Got opening shot, has hip fire grip, which is good. Has threat detector, which is good. Honestly, 6 draw isn't terrible, but I wouldn't typically run it. Moving target's good. Iron Reach if you really don't care about opening shot, but I would just use opening shot because opening shot's a busted perk for special weapons. And honestly, pretty good slug. We're going to put it in B tier with the other slugs. Hand in Hand, this is a 55 rate of fire shotty. It just doesn't really have anything super going for it. Fragile Focus and Elemental would probably be what you run, but really bad. We're going to put it in D tier. Heritage. This is craftable from Deepstone Crypt. It's a slug shotty. Has amazing stats. Has a good bunch of aim assist on it. Has good handling. This thing is fantastic. Has slag shot. Has moving target. You get whatchamacallit. You can get offhand strike, which is fantastic on this thing. Honestly, the only thing that could really make this thing a lot better is if it had opening shot on it. because if you could run opening shot and like threat detector or opening shot slag shot, this thing would be so crazy. But I put this thing in A tier. Super, super good. Imperial Decree. Craftable shotgun. It has threat detector and opening shot, which can both be enhanced because of the crafting. Super good shotgun. It is A tier. The Icelo shotgun. Rapid fire. Not very good archetype. So threat detector is decent. And then nothing else here is all that great. This is D tier. Last Man Standing, heavy. Last Man Standing, high impact shoddy. Does get opening shot, but it doesn't have any handling perks to help it. So the handling is just going to be abysmal. So this thing is D tier. Lord of Wolves, once the best shotgun in the game for a very long time, but now it's definitely been nerfed and it's still usable, but I would put it in the C tier. It's just not the greatest shotgun anymore. That's for sure. Mindbender's Ambition. I love the shotgun. It's just not that great anymore. Realistically, what you're going to run is Threat Detector, Fragile Focus, which can be decent, but Fragile Focus just isn't as good as Opening Shot is. You can get the occasional map, just Opening Shot just adds such a consistency to it. I think Mindbenders, it's better than Fellwinter's, but I still think it's C tier. The Matador. Everybody knows how good this shotgun is. This is probably the best shotgun in the game, so I'm just going to throw it into S tier. You're going to want threat detector, opening shot, and it just, I don't know what it is about the shotgun. Like, realistically, the Thractifus is just honestly a kinetic, or I guess a stasis version of it, but it's in the kinetic slot. It's almost the same thing, but, Matador just hits. I don't know what it is. I don't even really have that great of one, and I think this is still my favorite shotgun. I could only imagine if I had a god roll how I'd feel about this thing. This thing is so good. All right, so the Ron Shoddy, which is craftable, and you can get adept mods on it, which is pretty good. It has opening shot, but then it doesn't really have anything benefiting it here. So for PvP at least, this thing's kind of a bust, and I am going to probably, it is a slug, so it isn't bad, but I'm probably going to put it into D. It is not a very good slug shoddy. It has opening shot, which is great, but just it has nothing here, and the stats aren't bad for it, but it has 48 aim assist, which is just not really good, to be honest with you. All right, the No Reprise. Another slug shoddy. This is another slug shoddy that has really low aim assist, so that definitely puts it back a little bit. And then the perks for it aren't really all that great. Realistically, the only way that you make this shotgun somewhat viable is you can run this and Headstone. And then if you run it on Stasis Warlock, it's good. But other than that, there's no reason to ever run this thing. And I'm not basing it on builds, so this thing goes in the D tier. At one small step, so it has Slag Shot, which is good, but it doesn't have anything else here that's good. And it's a rapid fire, so this is going to go in the D. Prophet of Doom. Now this shoddy makes me a little sad because it is a precision frame. It's got decent stats, but the perk pool is just so bad. Whenever they get around to refreshing the perk pool on the garden guns, this shotgun could be a sleeper pick. But right now, it's got Slideways, which isn't very good. And then it has opening shot, which is good. But it just has, if it had a handling, if it had threat detector in here, it would be a usable shotgun. It'd actually probably be pretty good. But without that, it's not very good. I still think it's better than a lot of the other shotguns down here, to be honest with you. But honestly, I think it's better than Fellwinter's, to be honest. So I'm going to put it in C. I don't think it's complete and total garbage like these C tier or these D tier ones, but it definitely is not worth using over the other shotties. All right, Riskwalker. Once an amazing shotgun. This shotgun was one of the best in the game. Unfortunately, it has slideways on it, which sucks, but quick draw, iron reach, making it so you can get some pretty crazy ranges on it. You can get 75, then you get a range master. Then if you really want to go with it, you can put rifled on it, which kind of kills some of the handling. But then you get like a lot of range. But even with all this investment into it, you still only have 6.5 meters of range, which is just not worth it. These lightweight shotties just are not as good as they used to be. That is for sure. I think it's decent and it's usable, but I definitely put it in the C tier. Unfortunately, these lightweight shotties just aren't that good anymore. All right, so speaking of lightweight shotties, we have a curated one, which has perpetual motion. You can use snapshot, you can use steady hand, you can use swashbuckler, or you can just not use it at all because honestly, this thing is D tier. Dragonhild, It can be really good if you play on an arc subclass, but still not as good as some of the other picks. Realistically, if you play it with elemental capacitor on arc, you can get some crazy handling, which is great, but it just doesn't have opening shot, unfortunately. So I feel like this thing just whiffs a lot. However, the Hawkeye Breach is fantastic for just one pumping Titan shields, which is super strong. And honestly, if you're using this thing, I would say it's mostly for that. And honestly, I feel like I said, I feel like you have to be on an art class. If you're not playing an art class, then this thing is unusable. And if you are on an art class, it's okay, but it's still not great. I'd put it honestly because of the Hawkeye Breach. Honestly, I'd put it on B tier. I don't think it's very good if you're not on an art class. If you're not playing an art class, it's honestly D tier. Art class, it's B tier. All right, Retold Tail. So precision frame, which is good. It gets slide shot. It has quick draw. It has snapshot. Very snappy, shoddy, but it doesn't have opening shot. So I don't think it's the best shotgun in the game, but I definitely think it is definitely really similar to the Compass Rose. But I think this one's a little bit better than Compass Rose is. So I'll put it at the top of B tier. The Retro Futurist, another lightweight shoddy. It's got quick draw, which is good. Snapshot, very similar. Just has overall worse stats than the Retold Tail and the Compass Rose does. So we will put it down in C tier. Swordbreaker, another lightweight frame. This one can be craftable. You can get adept mods on it and enhance perks, which overall is a great step in the right direction. Has opening shot, has slide shot, but it is still a lightweight. The Cursed Thrall could come into play. It is a shoddy. You might get some melee kills. You could also run Threat Detector too. I didn't see that, but that is still also really good. Getting enhanced on it with enhanced mods is super good. Honestly, Swordbreaker is probably it's really good. It's just, unfortunately, the archetype kind of holds it back, but I do think it is probably one of the better lightweights in the game. So overall, pretty good. Not bad. Sojourner's Tail. So this thing has 35 aim assist, which is really low for a slug. And it has a few things to help out. Like if you run moving target opening shot or opening shot with quick draw, that can be pretty good. I honestly do enjoy this slug. I don't think it's necessarily all that great. I think it's more so, honestly, on the C tier side of things. But I do think this slug is decent. It's just it has really low aim assist. Seventh Seraph, another lightweight. You can get slide shot with snapshot or quick draw with snapshot to make it incredibly snappy. But this shotgun just isn't very good. This one is definitely down in the C tier. The Inquisitor Adept from Trials. Now, this is a goosed up slug shotgun. Its stats are fantastic. Its aim assist is a little low, which kind of sucks, but everything else is pretty crazy, honestly. Opening shot, it's got perpetual motion. It has tunnel vision if you really want to chain kills. Overall, just a fantastic slug. I think this one is top of B tier. Very, very good. The Comedian Adept. This thing's stats just suck. It's a slow firing shoddy. And its perks just aren't good. This is a D tier shoddy. The Deceased. This is a rapid fire frame shoddy. It's got slide shot and elemental, I guess. That's all you got going for it, but its archetype sucks, so D tier. Toiling Trouble. 55 fire rate. Slide shot. I guess moving target. I don't know why you'd ever really want that, but I guess Rampage would be it. This thing's really bad. It's also in the D tier. Until It Returns, another rapid fire, but this one is craftable. But this one is definitely tailored more to PvE. It has Threat Detector, and then maybe Surrounded, I guess, if you ever want to fly in comp or trials, but maybe Cascade Point, Harmony. Yeah, it doesn't really have anything. This is D tier as well. So many D tier shotguns. Without Remorse. This is a craftable shoddy. Before they changed all the shoddies and made lightweights just not the greatest, the shotgun was fantastic. It had Threat Detector. It had Elemental Capacitor if you were running Arc. It had Fragile Focus to get that bonus range. Honestly, was overall a really good shotgun. But nowadays, it's kind of fallen to the wayside and it is not that great anymore. C tier. All right, Wastelander. This is probably the best lightweight in the game. Just it naturally has a tighter pellet spread just due to the frame of the shotgun. It has opening shot. It can get slide shot. It can get perpetual motion. It's craftable. It's overall just got a good origin trait. It's overall just a good shotgun. I don't think it's anything stupidly crazy, but I'll put it right next to Swordbreaker at the low B tier side of things. The Wishbringer is a 140, and it has opening shot. It has hipfire grip. It has threat detector, and it has slide shot. So honestly, it has all the perks that it would need to be a good shotgun if it was a precision frame, but it's a 140. So it goes right in the C tier. All right, so last but not least, we have Xenoclast. This is another lightweight shotty. So it's got slide shot, which is pretty good, but honestly, everything in this column is not that great. Just, I guess you could use Vorpal or Rampage or something, but nothing being in this class, like in this slot, to help with consistency, such as opening shot or fragile focus or anything, definitely makes it not very good. I'm gonna put Xenoclast in D tier. It's just there are just way better shotguns than Xeno, unfortunately. So this is my shotgun tier list. Honestly, I feel most shotguns are pretty lackluster. Then you have like some of the mid tier ones that are a lot of slugs that are okay, or precision shotties, or the outstanding lightweight shotties. If for whatever reason lightweight shotties become meta, then this will be S tier, and so will Swordbreaker most likely. But because they are just not the greatest, they're usable. It's just honestly, they're just not going to be anywhere near consistent to the actual best shotguns in the game. And you can definitely use some of these heavy hitters, such as Found Verdict or the Trial Shoddy. But the precision frames are just so good, and duality is just amazing. You have no real reason to use anything but these, unless if you don't have them. But Matador is pretty easy to farm. Just farm the Ogre on the Grass Boss, and then you can get a good one. Whenever the raid week's up, you can always farm conditional. So I feel like you should almost always have a good shoddy, and you don't really have much of a reason to use these other ones, besides obviously you just want to have some fun. But a lot of lower tier shotguns, that is for sure. But if you do like my tier list or have anything to say about it, put it down in the comments, leave a like. If you enjoy my content, please remember to subscribe, as it does help out with the channel a lot. Thank you guys so much, and have a good day.